Hello, everyone. Welcome back to an episode of Just Say Guay. I'm your host, George Guay. Today I'm joined by Chase Clark of the Tri-City Storm, who's a goaltender for that team and was just drafted by the Washington Capitals in the 2021 NHL Draft. Chase, thanks for coming on the show and congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me, and thank you.
Yeah, of course. And obviously, for those who are on the podcast version of this, I really appreciate you putting on your Capitals hat for this interview.
It's always been a dream to put on an NHL hat. Being drafted by such a great organization with such great fans, it's incredible.
Yeah, so obviously for something like that to happen, we got to go all the way back to where it all started. Can you tell us where you're from and what was it like to grow up in the hockey culture that you were in?
Yeah, so I grew up in Buffalo, New York. Just growing up playing hockey on the pond. I fell in love with it, from there, and then started playing house league, and then played for the Buffalo Eagles in the SCTA. So I always played in a Canadian league growing up. And during spring hockey, I played a lot of spring hockey up in Canada. That's I was playing the best kids up there. After that, I actually moved up there in my minor midget year and played for the Toronto Nationals, and I was invited to the top 40 GTHL top prospect game, and I got MVP of that. And then that year, I also got drafted to the OHL by the Flint Firebirds. Then after that, came back home, played for the Lockport Regals in the Gouge. After that, jumped up to the Junior Sabres in the OJ, and then after that, I actually made Omaha Lancers main camp, and then I was at their I made their team, and then when I was a reporter for training camp, about 2 weeks in, I got a concussion, and then sent me home to Buffalo, and I found a spot the Jersey Hitmen for most of the year, and then we had a great year. We won the regular season championship, and then we won the playoff championship, the Nene Cup, and then I got MVP for playoffs as well. And then Jason Kohler, the GM for Tri-City Storm, we watched the game, watched some film on me. Gave me a call the next day, and I got the call up to Tri-City, and made the most of my opportunity.
Yeah, really, you've been all over the place and definitely taken advantage of the opportunities you've had. So, I was always curious about that with the junior process. We've had some guys at the college I went to, Providence College, play for the Tri-City Storm. Is there a lot of flexibility in choosing where you want to go? Was that the only team that you were hearing from? Were there other options?
So for the USHL, it was kind of definitely a strange year just with COVID and everything. But I believe if it wasn't for COVID, I still would have found a way no matter what back in the USHL, and I did. But yeah, it was just they really jumped on it right away. It was a day after my season, not even 24 hours, and right then and there, I got the phone call. Wanted me to come up, and I said 100%, I'll be there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Even during COVID, when you're not sure what's going to happen next, you have a team that really wants you there. So, what is the biggest adjustment in playing in the USHL? Have you really kind of noticed a difference in where you've been before?
Yeah. So for me, it's kind of been a steady uphill kind of development for me. Just really hopping the junior ladder, as you can say. But no, just every league, there's goaltending's all about adjustments, just making those adjustments. Definitely a little bit faster. Plays happen a little bit faster. Which is a good thing sometimes because you can read plays. Plays that are going to happen. But no, just every kid can shoot, can pick corners. The biggest adjustment from the NCDC to there, I would say, is just kind of like the power plays and stuff like that. How they run their systems. The NCDC is more of flow, more skill, more run and gun. But the USHL is more about systems, which benefits the goalie most often.
Yeah, it's interesting how the game changes, and you definitely have adapted well. So one thing I want to ask is, what's your team facility like in terms of the USHL and where you
Oh,
train?
it's great. It's great. We got our own weight room. Our rink, I think, holds, it's a really nice rink. I think it holds around 4 or 5 thousand fans. But no, it's amazing. Yeah. And just the staff, when I first got there, and the team, they just all welcomed me like family. It was an amazing experience. I just can't wait to get back there.
Yeah, for sure. And the family atmosphere is definitely what you want. And that leads to my next question. Part of the USHL experience, and I've talked to a lot of guys from the USA Development Academy who are living in Michigan. What is it like living with a billet family?
For me, it was amazing. Just, my first time building was this year in Jersey, and I was lucky enough to have great billets there, and I had great billets out in Kearney. It was, it's amazing that, my billets will do anything for me. I appreciate everything they've done for me, and, really just welcome me home and treat me like family.
Yeah, it's great how thankful you are, and you got to have a strong foundation at home in order to lead to strong play on the ice. So coming into this draft, what were your expectations? Especially uh, coming out of the pandemic, definitely a different type of draft. What were your expectations?
Yeah, so for me, I don't really try to set myself up for expectations. I just, try to do the, just open-minded. But no, I talked to teams, talked to my advisor, and everybody said I have a shot. And, kind of, just talking, more teams I talk to, the more confident you get. But, I knew there was a chance, but you never really know until you know. It's when that happened, I was just, sitting on my couch, just watching the TV. I just saw my name pop up, and, just tears of joy just started coming out. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's a great moment for you, and that's something I liked about watching the draft was it seems like a lot of the players found out where they went just as where everyone else kind of did. Is that kind of the case?
Yeah, I mean, for, the draft, you're not choosing them; they're choosing you. So you don't know what, they're looking at and stuff. And it was just, yeah, that's kind of how it goes. But yeah, another thing is, I look back on the draft, and I was the only U.S. born goalie drafted, which is crazy. I couldn't believe that.
Wow, congratulations!
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know that that was the case. That's awesome. So, um, when you were coming into the draft, was Washington one of the teams that you spoke to?
Yeah, yep, yeah, they were one of the teams I spoke to. Yeah.
Okay, so after all that happened, all the waiting, and you finally see your name pop up on the TV, what was it like knowing that you were drafted by the Washington Capitals?
It was just, I just couldn't believe it. Like, just a great art. Every year, Washington's always up there. Like, you guys have one of the best players. Alex Ovechkin, like one of the best players to ever play the game. Not too long ago, like a couple of years ago, you guys just won a Stanley Cup, and just that, culture, just it's amazing. It's also a huge, just huge motivation too. Like, I just want to get there so bad, and I'm going to do everything I possibly can to get there.
Yeah, that's a great answer, and definitely a lot of great goaltending play along the way that's been in Washington. Have you heard from anyone within the organization since that you've been drafted? Is it mostly just the kids that got drafted at the same time as you, or is it people that are working within the organization right now?
No, I've talked to a lot of guys that, I had a Zoom call with the whole entire development team. I got a lot of text messages from, the goalie coaches, and, Ross called me as well, right after. And AJ, one of the scouts I was talking to, he called me right after, telling me congrats. They all said congrats, and, really welcomed me to the organization.
Yeah, that's awesome, and it seems like they're definitely treating you like it's family there so far. Are you going to development camp soon at some point?
No, so usually development camp is right after the draft, and they didn't have it because of COVID. It's, it kind of be a huge thing because of COVID. But I think the only teams I've heard of were Boston and the Maple Leafs having a development camp. But yeah, I know a lot of teams are, didn't have it just because of COVID.
Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely, with hockey being a big widespread game of where people are coming from, it's definitely a tough ask during these times. But so what is next for you in terms of hockey? You're drafted, you're playing juniors. Um, you're playing juniors in the United States, obviously. Is college something that's on your mind, or is you going to just keep playing juniors?
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely looking, for colleges, just kind of just waiting to see what happens. So actually, none of the colleges have seen me play yet in person because June 1st was the deadline. So, I've been talking to a lot of schools. Is just kind of just waiting to see me play in person first, and really kind of just go from there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're definitely going to have a lot of options. I think college hockey is definitely a great experience. You see a lot of the guys that do get drafted play and shine and really make a name for themselves at the next level. And I think you're going to really take a great jump at the next level, no matter where you go. So, Chase, thanks for coming on the show, and we'll stay in touch and go Caps.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Yep, have a good one, man.
Thank you. You too.